Now there's a storm coming that the weatherman couldn't predict. It's the Engberg. So, man, so much stuff happening around the world. We see new technologies emerging at the same time, and big tech is getting sued. And we have had some crazy debates here in Sweden, and I'm about to cover it all for you. So stay tuned, because this is gonna be an action-packed and very pretty short but fast episode where we go through the stuff. So and I'm from Sweden, of all countries. Like, we are literally the population taxed the most, and people love it. People say it's a privilege to pay tax. I'm like, you're a fucking idiot. Get the fuck out of here. It's not a privilege. Sweden, everyone's talking so well about Sweden, but you need to understand one thing. The head of the deep state, like the top, is seated here in Sweden, in Stockholm city. The deep state is headed by a family called the Wallenberg family, and they control telecommunications in 180 countries around the world. Now, you don't need to control a lot other than controlling the telephones, which they do. They also control energy supply and the energy grid in about 140 countries around the world. Everything else is secondary. Everything else is secondary. I mean everything. We need to discuss the deep state, the Wallenberg family, the telecommunication control, and the energy control. I'm just telling it the way it is. Look, I'm from the suburbs of Sweden. I'm not a pussy boy like all these other Swedish motherfuckers. Like, everyone's gonna be like, well, after this video, oh, you don't like your own people. Look, it's not about that. In the future, you're not gonna be wanting to tell people that you're Swedish. You're gonna be ashamed of being Swedish. It's not gonna be nice to have Sweden on your passport. So I'm just trying to wake people the fuck up, like all these pussy boys in the city that, like, seriously, grow a backbone, like say it the way it is. People think, like, in the city, like, if you make good latte, you bake good sourdough, and you vote every 4 years, we're gonna have world peace. You know, humanitarian superpower. You're not gonna vote yourself out of this situation. It's simply not gonna happen. One time I voted when I was maybe 18 or something, and I voted for Stacks. So anyway, I found this video on YouTube, and I think we're just gonna jump into it. Check this out.
Let's state this from the beginning, though. It was neither the cold nor the darkness that depressed me during my stay in Sweden. It was Sweden itself that was the killer. First of all, it is ludicrously expensive. I'm not short of $1 or $2, but every time I bought something, I genuinely felt like I had been gang raped by a squadron of socialist accountants. Beer, $15 US a glass. 3 stops on the Stockholm Metro, $8. McDonald's meal, $10. You get the idea. Just simple acts like getting on the bus had to be weighed mentally on their costs and whether it was worthwhile or not. Sadly, even simple public transport didn't seem worth it, considering how it was full of inhuman horrors from the world's biggest shithole.
It's true, you know. When I lived in Australia, where they don't even pay as much tax, it was cheaper to jump on the commute, like the bus and the train. And I was so surprised. Like, how come we pay more tax in Sweden, but it's a lot more expensive?
I've never met a more depressed or miserable people. Again, I issue my caveat that I believe most of my observations may only be true in winter, but by Odin, the Swedes are a miserable lot. Walk around Stockholm and everyone looks like they're about to kill themselves. Crucially, everyone looks fucking poor. Everybody walks around in the same shabby, slightly worn utilitarian winter clothes of baggy black, brown, and gray. The general impression I got was that there's a deliberate government policy to make everything so expensive that it impoverishes all and brings everybody into a ghastly egalitarian median. Ghastly egalitarianism would be the main feature of my trip. There are no grand displays of wealth and few options to jettison yourself above the likes of even the most prole of basic travelers, even if you're ready to splash the cash. Sweden is a society that seems to really attempt to pull everyone and everything into a gray middle. This means that although you don't see some of the poverty of London or Paris, you also don't get the nice contrasts either. It's kind of hard to summarize, but if you went, you would see it immediately. I guess nobody can demonstrate their wealth when they are paying $15 for a kebab. This ghastly egalitarianism runs deep in their psyches and especially into their woeful customer service. Sweden makes Eastern European customer service look good. Servers seem to think we're all the same, so they treat you like shit because otherwise that would imply you're better than them. This cultural attitude is called Jonte's Law and is endemic in Scandinavia. Rushvi once wrote extensively about it. Here are some examples of how that plays out. 1. Nearly every request made to someone in customer service is met with "do it yourself." In my Stockholm hotel, this reached ridiculous levels. They messed up our booking and had us in for 3 extra nights than we were actually there. Rather than actually address it themselves, they told us to our face to go onto their website and change the booking ourselves manually. They refused to do it even though they were sat at the reception desk 2 inches from my face with the booking system open right in front of them. When we asked if we could use their PC to change the booking, they said no and highlighted that Wi-Fi costs $4 a day. 2. In the same hotel, I left something in the bar. I went to reception to ask if the cleaner had picked it up or if anybody had handed it in. The receptionist told me, "You can go back to the bar and look yourself, or you can call the cleaner and ask her if she has it."
I love Americans because they just say it the way they see it. They don't sugarcoat it, they just say it the way they see it. And that's how it should be. Understanding the situation in Sweden, you can't be born into it like the people in the city. Like they are so brainwashed, they just don't see it because that's all they know. You have to go outside and look in. So for me coming from the suburbs, I mean, it's simple to see the situation the way it is. And as I said, like now talking about these pussy boys and these feminist bitches. I mean, the women in the city, they would fuck me up. Like they are so big, like they have muscles and fucking six pack and look like the Incredible Hulk when they walk around. And I'm like fucking scared of them. I'm just saying all of this because it's time for people to wake up, get some energy, and just come on now, grow a backbone, stand up. Like you gotta start making noise, like seriously now, wake the fuck up. Although, this video is fantastic because he says it the way he sees it. And some things are over exaggerated, like the things with the bed sheets and, but most of it is bloody damn accurate. And I love to finally see somebody that can put words to it, to put words to my experience that well. All right, moving on. Now we need to talk a little bit about MS Estonia. Now, that was a ferry between Estonia going between Tallinn and Stockholm, and it sank 1944. It was one of the worst maritime disasters of the 20th century, and of the 989 on board, 138 were rescued. So the report criticized the passive attitude of the crew, failing to notice that water was entering the vehicle deck, delaying the alarm, and providing minimal guidance for the bridge. There's something very, very strange about this ship sinking, really, because the government has not wanted any new reports done about the sinking, and any research has been banned. You haven't been allowed to come close to the ship for the last 27 years. Now, relatives to the people deceased have wanted new reports, new research done to find out the truth about why did the ship sink, because the government has been covering this shit up in Sweden, and it's finally starting to come out. We had a documentary. Two people went there, even though they're not allowed. It's on international water because it's between two countries, but the government in Sweden would prosecute you for going close to the boat, which is insane. So they went anyway, and they dove down and they found holes in the ship which haven't been reported before, but this time they filmed it, and it has started a debate of why this happened. The discussions are up again uh, with the recent election in America, and I think it's so important for people to understand that a lot of what is happening right now is indirectly connected to what's happening in America, counting the votes in Maricopa County. They found out that the votes were not accurate, They're doing it in Arizona. They're doing it in many places in America. And I think even Texas are gonna do a recount now. And all of this drama happening, you know, all over the world with everything, with demonstrations in France, the vaccine, the pushing, and the vaccine passports, all of this bullshit. It's just to get away from the fact that the election was stolen and they had to steal it because, you know, otherwise America is going to come and knock on Wallenberg's door here in Sweden and be like, hey, you are running the deep state. You need to stop this bullshit. You know, they actually took control of one of the companies that they are running, Ericsson, in 2018. So they run some of the world's biggest companies, Ericsson, ABB, a lot of companies, Investor. Donald Trump, what he's doing. He's actually suing big tech, and I think that's fantastic. It's about time. I lost my Facebook account. I had some really nice pictures, started to get some a little business going, and they just removed my account for no apparent reason. And they didn't give me an explanation. They gave me nothing. They just said that you can send in your passport, and I did, and it didn't result in anything. They just locked me out. After 30 days, my account was totally deleted. But that's not something we can have in a technological world, that we give power to Facebook to do things like that. It's not okay. So here is a German court that orders YouTube to pay 100,000 euros for censoring pandemic footage, protest footage. So you're allowed to show people, you know, people are taking these pictures with the vaccine and, you know, trying to be influencers, are fucking idiots. And you definitely don't want, I mean, like, looking at that picture, I'm fucking starting to think about getting vaccinated right now. I'm like, holy shit, if one cuz is doing it, then I'm gonna do it, you know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, and also, as we know, Greta, she's fantastic. She's so clever. Like, she knows everything about the environment, which in turn, if you have to understand the environment and talk to politicians about it, you need to understand the impact on economy. So she's a fucking mathematics genius. She understands everything about politics and math and economy, and you know, she's also about to get her Nobel Prize in her advances in virology. I mean, so clever. Sweden is mostly, I'm sorry to say it, but that's tough love. Most fucking idiots. Because everyone's just repeating what they've been taught. It's just the leftist agenda. Repeating the fucking bullshit. It doesn't make you clever, it just makes you a fucking idiot. So, just to show you that not everyone are idiots in Sweden. You know, starting this Engberg community and trying to grow this, it is basically getting people on board to start think for yourself. Now, tell me, is that love or what? I'm not a hater. I'm just doing this because I want people to understand that you have the power to think for yourself, and you've been fed a narrative that you just need to throw out the window and take control of your life. Stand up, goddammit. So this is not hating people. And just to show you then that we do have some great people as well. I just want to lift up this funny. He's extremely funny. He is the CEO of Escobar Inc. So Pablo Escobar's brother started a company with this Swedish guy, and he's same age as me, and he's been all over the world, and he's like super loaded, and I don't know. He went away for a couple of years, and for some reason he's back now, and he's causing mayhem on social media. He's destroying the Swedish established influencing circles, and he's just doing chaos. And I love it. I love it. I love it. So big props to this guy. His name is Olof Gustafsson, and he's just coming in from a totally different angle. Look what he's saying. I'm gonna show you the video right now.
På grund av folk tänker men Putin är en diktator. Ja, men det behövs en fucking diktator ibland för att styra det rätt. Sverige har varit en diktatur mer eller mindre hela tiden fram tills det kom fransmän som tyckte nu ska vi inte kriga mer liksom. Bernadotte-killarna bara, men nu kommer vi köra peace här. Och då har vi blivit horor som har blivit knullade analt i 200 år genom att ge bort våra rättigheter till tomter och mark till andra länder. Vi har gett bort Norge, vi har gett bort Danmark, vi har gett bort allting. Vi har varit en storhetstid, lite utav en storhetsmakt. Och gett bort allting. Och vad har vi gett bort nu? Vi har gett bort vår frihet till politiker som inte bryr sig om det svenska folket, som inte ens bryr sig om...
Det är mer så här privilegierade eliter, precis, adlar.
Exakt. Och det...
Sociaden, moderaten har det där. Och de delar makten sinsemellan och bollar.
100%. Och du behöver inte sitta och googla om Illuminati. Det är bara att googla alla svenska politiker. De sitter i gruppmöten själv. Bilderberg var skapat av Jacob Wallenberg, mannen. Han var styrelseordförande för Bilderbergmötet. En av de första hölls i Stockholm. Så du behöver inte sitta och googla. Kolla på YouTube. Erik Schmidt meets Jacob Wallenberg. Jag har lite beef med Jacob. Jag visar det senare. Men han vill inte komma ur sitt kontor. Jag satt utanför Bukowski, så jag kom med min Rolls Royce.
Vi var där alltså.
Utanför Investor fucking AB, mannen. Och vi bara, tjena Jacob, kommer du ner? Jacob bara,
Nej.
jag har inte exponerat
Han vågar
här.
knappt svara först.
Jakob vågar inte svara. Och där har den svenska eliten, Jacob Wallenberg, supposedly en av de rikaste killarna i Sverige. Jättebra jobbat. Men då förstår du liksom vilka det är som kontrollerar det svenska geopolitiska klimatet. Och det är specialintressen. Du behöver inte sitta och snacka skit om USA. Det händer i Sverige. Vem är det som kontrollerar de största bolagen i Sverige? Det är Jacob Wallenberg och hans familj. Jakob, Peder, Marcus. That's it, mannen. Det är inga andra som kontrollerar. Och folk tillåter dem att kontrollera. Varför då? Politiska donationer, precis samma som USA. Och sen tror Sverige att de är bättre än alla andra. Men vad är Sverige bättre på? Okej, vad kan Sverige göra? Det enda Sverige är bra på är att skapa vapen. Eftersom det finns speciella vapenlicenser i Sverige. Som tillåter Bofors till exempel att sälja ground-to-air missiles till Afghanistan utan något problem. Inga andra länder som får sälja sådana grejer. Men Bofors är ett av de bolagen som får sälja det, och de har specialtillstånd av svenska staten för att göra det. De är alltså sanktionerade av svenska staten för att föra krig i Afghanistan. Och det är ingen som tycker det är något fel med det. Varför då? Det är specialintressen i allra högsta grad. Och allting i Sverige är specialintressen, och det kontrolleras av några få familjer. Och du behöver inte tänka på Illuminati eller whatever.
I love it. We have one person that can stand out and talk like this. We need it. We need everybody to be like this guy. Really. But people are just too fucking dumb to do it. They're just pussy. Too pussy boy. So, what's so funny is that he's like, oh, I have a beef with Jacob Wallenberg. I was outside his office. I mean, look, if they have a beef, what I've seen from these two individuals, I'm gonna put all my money on Olof, on Escobar Inc. Like, these guys are coming into Sweden. I'm like, welcome, but everybody else is gonna run. And I'm gonna bet all my money on Olof K. Gustafsson, because I think he's gonna take over a lot of things here in Sweden, and that is very welcome. It's very much needed. And apart from that, I just want to thank you for taking the time to look at this and understand the situation. Now, leave a comment in the section. Let me know what you want me to talk about, because it was very focused on the deep state and their agenda. And I think that Engberg News is going to be more about the community. It's going to be more about you. I'm going to share sales training and business tactics, negotiations, and just show you the mindset that will help you thrive in life no matter what you're going to do. So I think let me know, and just understand that we're building this over time together. Engberg is going to evolve into a lot of things. We have skissed on some plans during this vacation. I'm very excited, very focused, and just want to let you know what's going to be happening. So leave a like, subscribe to the channel just to show me, because we are so small and we are just starting off, which is very exciting, of course, but every subscribe, every like, every comment means so much to me. So if you watch this whole video and you are here right now, just leave a like, put your stamp on this community, because it's gonna grow. This is just the beginning. Follow me on Insta, follow my businesses, follow everything I'm doing, and just help make this life beautiful for a lot more people than just you and me. All right. Thank you. Bye.